What's going on, y'all? So look, rapper Meek Mill has announced a split with the mother of his child, Milano. She was his former girlfriend. They recently had a child together, and he announced that they split, and they now would just co-parent as friends, right? And on Facebook, all my homegirls from high school, they in that clown, and they saying Meek a clown. He clowned out. Like, I mean, he was so private with their relationship, but he public with the breakup. What's up with that, right? And let me explain why Meek Mill is now public with the breakup, right? Plain and simple. Meek want to be out with other women. He want to be seen with other shorties. He want to be out dating other women and going out on dates and flirting with women publicly. But he don't want the backlash. He don't want people asking him or trying to tell him, hey, ain't you with Milano? Milano, you embarrassing Milano. Ain't you supposed to be at home with Milano and your baby? Why you out here fooling with other women and flirting with other women and all of that, right? He don't want to hear that, so he's trying to get ahead of those rumors. So he just want to reveal that he no longer with Milano, so he can be free to flirt and be with whoever he want to be with. And people don't. He won't end up on the shade room. He gonna end up on the shade room anyway. But he don't want to be, I guess, looking like he out here doing his family bad or whatever. So he's just gonna drop the bombshell that he no longer with Milano, right? And the thing is, he never ever showed any type of romantic feelings for Milano ever. I never saw him do it at all. He never even seemed like he was romantically interested in her like that. You know what I mean? It always seemed like the way he would talk about her, he would talk about her the way a person would talk about their friend, like a good long-time friend. But he never seemed like he was really in love with her like that at all. Like, you know, he was giving her, even when, it's one thing to be private, but when he became public with her, his captions he was giving was like you know how Fab be giving them captions for Emily? You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, especially before they had the little incident or whatever. Like, Fab be giving them plain, dry, generic posts for Emily. Like, she was just somebody, like a homegirl or something like that, rather than a person that he had children with. Like, that's what Meek was doing to Milano, for real. He was out here like, he was acting as if she was just like a homegirl. You know what I mean? And when I found out, we all found out she was pregnant, to me, I just thought it was just two friends having a baby. You know what I mean? Because he never really seemed like he had any romantic feelings for her at all. You know, and Milano seemed like such a cool, down-to-earth woman. She bossed up, got her own business. Her business is flourishing. She seemed like, you know what I mean, she got her priorities together. She's secure within herself and within who she is. She's a beautiful woman. She seems like a really sweet-natured soul. So I'm like, damn, like, I don't know. Like, did it just not work? Did Meek really just ain't want to be with her or whatever? But I don't know. But she seems to be like a really, really good woman. So I'm like, damn, like, I don't, you know, truthfully, like, for me as a man, I love a woman that's great natured, that's kind hearted, that's a sweetheart, that's on her own grind and doing her own thing and secure in herself. That's a plus for me. You know what I mean? But I don't know, for whatever reason, Meek just never seemed like he had any type of romantic feelings for her. Now look, we on the outside looking in, and we don't know these people. We don't know these people's personal lives and how they interact with each other on their personal day to day. But he just always, the way he even talked after she gave birth, you know, after it became public that was his woman, he never really seemed like he never talked about her like, you know, with like she was a love interest to him. It was always talking about her like she was a best friend, a homegirl from around the way that he grew up with, you know, and they had a baby, but they just really good friends. That's what it always seemed like. And my homegirl's like, oh man, he tripping because he was publicly claiming Nicki the whole time. He was happy to claim Nicki and all of that. And the reason for that to me is that, you know, it's Nicki Minaj, you know, and he looked at it like that was a great move for his career at the time. It really was. It was a great move for his career. Nicki Minaj was at the top of the game. You know, she got a slew of fans. Her fans instantly started following Meek Mill and following his music career because he was romantically attached to Nicki. He was romantically linked with Nicki. So it was a great move for his career, you know what I mean? And he was public with it. And probably, too, she ain't want to be private at all, especially with the type of career she got, even though she was really kind of like private with, well, I guess all Nicki fans knew about her and Safari's relationship. But if you was on the outside looking in, you really didn't know who Safari was. But I mean, it was a great move for his career for him to be public with Nicki Minaj. It gave him a great look. It gave him more fans. And I think it probably helped album sales because I'm sure all the Nicki little barbs came in. They probably supported the album just because he was linked to Nicki Minaj. You know what I mean? But he never seemed like he was really had any romantic feelings for Milano. It looked like it was always he giving her the Emily post, like, happy birthday, we go way back. Happy birthday. Like it was like, Fab be making them posts like that. For Emily, we go way back. I watched you grow up for a long time. I'm proud of you. Happy birthday. He talking to like, a random homegirl he knew from around the way or a fan or something. That's how Fab used to talk. Write captions for Emily like she was a fan or something. Like it was just like not even like a woman that he had kids with or whatever, right? And of course, it's not our business to really know their personal life, but it's just an observation that I made. Like, it just seemed like he was always just looking at Milano as a really good friend. I really didn't even think they was together when she was pregnant. Like, I thought it was just one of them agreements where a person had a baby with the woman, and it was what it was, But I see my homegirls like, man, Meek really not with her no more because he realized he can't control her like he possibly could do another woman because she's her own boss. She got her own money. Like her business is really doing well, and I don't know, you know what I mean? But she is a boss. I'm seeing like her fashion and stuff like that, her clothing and all that she got. She's really doing well for herself, and she's all about promoting her business all the time, And yeah, but it always seems like I'm not fool with Meek music. Like Meek is an excellent rapper to me. I fool with his music a lot. Like I'm always playing it. Shoot, my lady know Meek songs, and she don't even really be listening to a whole lot of rap. But I be listening to it a lot. You know what I mean? Especially that Wins and Losses album, and the Championships album and all of that. She know that because I be playing it a lot. But even when like Meek, even recently, his priorities seem to be all messed up. The man was focusing so much on 6ix9ine and the snitching situation, and he was so adamant about going at 6ix9ine all the damn time. I'm like, bro, you got a newborn baby at the crib, bro. Like, what are you doing? Like, I'm not saying he's neglecting his child, but like, why are you so upset about this 6ix9ine situation? You don't even like this. He ain't got no personal dealings with you. You know what I mean? It was just so weird how personal he took it. Yeah, I get it. You a street dude and you apply by street ethics or whatever, but like, why is you so? He had all this pent up aggression towards 6ix9ine. Like it was every day he was making a post about him and clowning him and all this and all that, like going into a back and forth competition with dude. I'm looking like, man, like, bro, you got everything to be happy about. From what we see at least, you know what I mean? Had a beautiful woman who was on her grind, got a new baby. I think his son was born on his birthday, which is a dope thing. I wish I shared a birthday with my son or something. That would be dope, but yeah, like, I don't know, it seemed like his priorities was elsewhere. And then maybe there could have been a reason why they broke up or whatever, or it was never supposed to be a relationship like that in the first place, and they eventually tried to make it a relationship, and it just didn't work out, right? I think she from Philadelphia as well. He probably, knew her for a while and been good friends with her, and, they ended up having a baby with each other or whatever, but like, it seemed like they would be, like, I thought, they would be a great relationship or whatever, but it's just like, every time he talked about that woman, it just sounded like all I could hear was, this is my friend, this is my friend, this is my friend. Not a woman I want to be with for the rest of my life. Not a woman that I look at as a love of my life or whatever. Like, for real, again, it seemed like he was more proud in being posted up with Nicki Minaj. He seemed like he was more honored to be posted up with Nicki Minaj. And of course, she got her own title in the rap game and all of that. But like, I don't know, Milano seems like such more of a cool, calm, and collected woman that's good for you. That's good for your surrender, good for your peace. You know what I mean? Even within the whole breakup situation and all of that, she don't seem like she out here throwing subliminals and all this, and man, she ain't doing none of that. She's just on her grind, sticking to focusing on her career, which is a dope thing. And she's a beautiful woman, like I said before. Like, for real, like, Milano would be a great woman. She seems like it. I don't know. She seems like a great woman that you would be, to build with, to really, really build with, for sure. Like, I can see somebody wanting to build an empire with that woman. You know what I mean? And that's from the outside looking in. But yeah, it's like he seemed more proud to be posted up with Nicki Minaj. And shorty, Nicki Minaj is just something else, boy. Like, great artist and all that, but she be like all on these mood swings and attitudes, and every woman has their own. Every woman got their own days and their own times where they just in funky moods or whatever. But like, any person in general got sometimes when they in bad moods or whatever, but I don't know. Milano seems more like a more peaceful woman to be with than Nicki Minaj, and that's just me. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I think he was more proud to post up with Nicki because it was like a power move for him. It was a power play for him for real. Like it's like, I mean, Jay-Z was at the top of the game, but when he married Beyonce, it really put him in a different realm. He was on the top of the game to us, to the rap aficionados and people that follow rap. But marrying Beyonce put him in a different type of league. It really did. Not saying that Jay needed Beyonce money or nothing, but like being attached to a powerful woman like that put him in a whole different stratosphere. He got looked at completely different when he got down, settled down, and married Beyonce, had a family with her, and they started doing their own thing and building their own empire together. It just had a completely different look than Big Pimpin' Jay-Z. And I think Meek was probably going for that whole thing with Nicki, and it didn't work out or whatever. And he had a baby with Milano, and I think probably they didn't start off in a relationship, and then they tried to make a relationship work, and it just didn't work. You know what I mean? But yeah, he never seemed like he was romantically in love with that woman. It just always, again, seemed like he was just chilling with his friend. She was the homegirl. It was one of them situations. You know what I mean? Like, if you ever hear T.I. talk about, you know, his daughter, Deja, and then his song, Still Ain't Forgave Myself. He spoke about how him and Deja's mom was just always friends. They never was like, had fallen in love with each other. They never was like madly in love or head over heels with one another. They just kicked it and hit it off, and then they end up sleeping together, and they had a child. You know what I mean? He still respects her and loves her as a friend, but he never looked at her as like a woman he wanted to marry and so on and so forth. It was a really good friend of his. It seems like that's the same exact situation with Milano and Meek Mill, man. And that's just my take on it. My homegirls out here thinking like, oh, Meek couldn't control her. You know what I mean? So he realized that and he had to get up out of there because she got her own money and so on and so forth. I don't know. You know, we don't know. But again, I just feel like Meek was just never in love with her. And he wanted to get ahead of those rumors so he can be posted up with other chicks. And he won't have to face the backlash. But that's my opinion. Machiavelli Mills TV, peace.